Today is the last day here on this commercial job I've been working on for a few days, and I just wanted to show I got to put down transitions here, which that is ceramic tile, and then reducer transitions here, reducer transitions, and T transitions in here where the carpet meets the LVP. So I just wanted to show putting down how to put down the T transitions with the track, because it is the kind that snaps into the track. And first thing is first, I wanted to point this out. Anytime you get those reducers, the rubber reducers or the transitions or any kind of rubber transition pieces, they're usually going to be all jacked up when you get them, all wrinkled or twisted or something like that. They're never going to be perfectly flat. So first thing I do when I get them and I'm planning on using them is I will lay them out in the sun. Now those were in pretty rough shape because I grab them from the supply store and I roll them up on my arm and I just bring them to the job, and then I lay them out like that. As you can see, they're all laid nice and flat now. So I just wanted to point that out there before we get started. That's how you lay them out. And before I'm actually fixing to bring them in now that they're all flat, so that they're not hot and all flimsy and stuff, because the rubber will stretch and shrink according to the heat a little bit. So now I got a little bit of time before I install them, so I'm going to bring them in where it's cool so they can be getting back acclimated to the temperature that they're going to be in. I just do that for maybe 30 minutes or so for them to lay out nice and flat. Right here in the doorway, coming from the glue down commercial carpet to a commercial vinyl, which is a pretty thick vinyl. Because it's not flat, we got a pretty good lip right there from the thickness of the vinyl. So I've actually got this kind of reducer, which is for, it sets up on the tile here and then the carpet tucks in here. So we got just a little lip to take up for, just a little lip right there to take up for this height difference right here, okay? So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and take my measurement, which should be 36 inches because it's a commercial door, and it is. So we're going to go 36 inches and go ahead and cut this off, what we need for length, and then we'll go from there. That should fit in there pretty good. What you want to do when you're putting this down, you want to put this little lip right here, right against the edge of this bump right here, okay? And that way it'll fit nicely. And you can feel it touch right there. I'm against it right there, okay? Might be a little tight right there. I'm going to shave this little bottom flap off because it was hitting my door jamb right there. Let me just do this other side the same way. It was preventing me from getting this lip where it needed to be here on the edge. So now I can come back far enough, push that all the way forward where it belongs. You can pretty much tell where it goes, but anyway, I am going to, yeah, I can see where it goes. Typically what I would do if it's nice and clean, I would barely back this off, mark it with a pencil, and then I would glue right up to my mark. But I can plainly see where this transition piece needs to go. So no need for marking this one, okay? What I want to use to install this is a contact cement. I got this at Lowe's. You can see for laminate, carpet repair, wood, plastic, a lot more. Pretty much anything you can use contact glue on, okay? Contact cement is what it's called. And what you do, it's called contact because you put it on both pieces, then when it makes contact with the other glue, it sticks to itself. I can spread it on here and touch it, and it's not going to be very sticky because I don't have no glue on my finger. If I had glue on my finger and done it, then I'd be able to, it would stick to me real good. So you have to put it on both pieces. So I'm gonna go ahead, I use a little paintbrush. You don't have to. You can use a little scrap piece of carpet or something. I like to try to keep a paintbrush on the van just for this. A lot of times I don't have one, but fortunately this time I do. So I'm staying just behind my line a little bit, trying to. Okay, don't hurt to get this a little heavy. You don't want to like stand in there though, so you don't want a puddle of it. Just paint it on like you would paint on paint. Like I said, you can just use a scrap piece of carpet, is what I've done most of the time in my career, is just used a scrap, because I don't always have a paintbrush. Okay, we got it on there real good. Now I need to paint the back of this. And this stuff does have to dry 5 or 10 minutes. You can tell whenever it's ready when you can touch it and it don't come onto you wet. When it's completely dry and you can touch it and it don't get on you, then it's ready to go. Okay. Now this, I just gotta sit for a few minutes and dry. So when that's dry, we'll come back and put it down and I'll show you how to cut the carpet, get it in there and all that kind of stuff, okay? Okay, so what I was talking about a while ago, if you can touch this glue, as you can see, it's still all nice and shiny, but it'll let you know if you can touch it and it don't come off on you. It's a little tacky, but whenever it touches this glue, it's really going to stick. So you want to get this stuff where it needs to be as you set it down there, because it sticks on contact. Remember, it is a contact cement, okay? So before you mash it down on there, make sure it's right where you want it. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. So what I'm doing there, I'm just giving it a little wiggle, making sure that bottom lip on there is touching the vinyl. And once it is, then I'm going to go back. This little lip right here, I'm going to mash down on that. And I'm going to mash down on this right here as well. Okay, now this is going to be all nice and stuck now and ready to go. So now it's time for the carpet. As you can see, look here. See, it's actually bending that thick rubber piece before it tries to come up. So that's a really good glue. But anyway, now if you look right here, you don't have a whole lot to play with on this, so you got to be pretty careful while you're cutting this, or else you'll be too short or too long. See, you've only got from this edge right here to right there is only distance, so you only got about a 1/2 inch of play, or your carpet's going to be too tight and bunch up in front of it, or it's going to be too short and it's not going to cover with this piece right here, okay? So take your time on cutting it. Most of the time, unless you're in like a championship showdown or nothing, you're not in no race or anything like that. So just take your time on this. You only get one shot at it. Unless you cut it too long, then you got more shots. But if you cut it too short, you're just too short, okay? So what I like to do, look straight down right here. I will come and kind of hold up so I can see that. And I'll just cut a little bit at a time. Make sure I stay where I need to be with my cut. be a little long. Okay. So, once again, always dry fit this, okay? Just to make sure that it is going to fit in there. Make sure it's not too long is the main thing. You can see without tucking it in there if it's too short or not. But make sure it's not too long. Flathead screwdriver. Did you do something with it? Okay. So I will take a flathead screwdriver once I get it like that, here, and just stick it underneath there. And that allows, it tucks all the fibers in there. Then you can do that. If you got resistance, it's going to be too long. Everything went in there perfect, so that was a nice cut. So now I'll just take my screwdriver back right here, pull that right back out. Now I can glue this. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I got a small trowel I use for little stuff like this, and I'm going to fill this space in with glue and right here all the way up to my groove where the carpet goes in there, okay? Look right here. Right here. I like to get it on that bottom piece, on the bottom piece of the reducer. That way there's actually glue on that when the carpet goes in, and the carpet is glued here and glued on that. That's like extra support for the contact cement. Little bit area. Must be 2:30. You hear that symbol going off on my phone again? It's getting late. Okay. Now I have complete coverage with glue, and it is actually really nice and thick too. That's a really well notched trowel there. I'll keep that. I've had that thing for a long time for stuff like this. Okay, again, I'm just going to take and curl it under and tuck it underneath there. And take my flathead and give it the rake again. There we go. Okay. We have a straight one on there. Okay. So now, the last thing to do is just roll that part of the carpet down in the glue. And there you have it. That's how you put a reducer or a transition piece down from glue down carpet to a glue down vinyl, or a commercial carpet to a vinyl towel or something like that, okay? Again, if you came to my channel looking for help or whatever, if you just happen to see the video and you liked it or whatever, go ahead and hit the subscribe button up here. Hit the like button to show your appreciation, and helps get my videos up front when people will search for different things. And hit the notification bell, and you can get all my latest videos as soon as they come out. And thank you for watching once again.